All right, we're in Shift, page 94, and the topic of today's conversation is build a foundation. I've got three major points for you today. Number one, connecting. Number two, care, trust, and knowledge. And number three, 6 connection questions. 6 connection questions, which actually turn out to be about 16 connection questions, but you'll know what I'm talking about when I get there. All right, the first thing I want you to write down, you've already written it down many times before, but please do it again. Repetition is the mother of learning. And that is the purpose of the call is to get the appointment. Purpose of the call is to get the appointment, period, the end. Don't judge away opportunity. I'm never going to list my home. Awesome. Does 4 o'clock work, or would 5 be better for you? If I did hire a real estate agent, I've already got an agent. Awesome. Does 4 o'clock work, or would 5 be better for you? I'm actually a real estate agent, so I'm just going to list it myself. Great. Does 4 o'clock work, or would 5 o'clock be better for you? If I ever do list my home, I'm only paying 1%. Great. Does 4 o'clock work, or would 5 be better for you? If I ever list my property, I want $200,000 more than it's worth. Great. Does 4 o'clock work, or would 5 o'clock be better for you? Okay, I think you guys probably got that, right? All right, the purpose of the call is to get the appointment. The purpose of the appointment is to build a foundation to follow up from. You know, one of the things that happens for me is I have agents call me, text me, email me, come into the office and speak with me. And it'll sound something like, John, I went on an appointment and it didn't go so good. And Clarissa, I asked them, what do you mean it didn't go so good? And they're like, well, the seller is unrealistic. You know, they're asking way more than the home is worth. They're never going to list the property. If they do list the property, they've already got an agent and so on. And I respond with, you missing the point. Slow down. The purpose of the appointment is not to convert it to a listing appointment. The purpose of the appointment is not to list their home. The purpose of the appointment is to build a foundation to follow up from. I want you to remember that people will never change their mind, but they will make a new decision based on new information. Your job post-appointment is to strategically and systematically follow up forever in order to create emotional proximity. The idea behind this is that when I get serious about selling my home, no matter what I said to you before, if you're still speaking with me, you've created emotional proximity, which means no matter what I said to you before, you've got the advantage when it comes to who I hire. Now, page 94 on connecting, here's what Gary Keller has to say, page 94 from Shift. Once you've captured a name and number, it's time to connect. It's time to quickly lay a foundation for a working relationship. The fundamental theme of connecting is curiosity. Wow. We just stop right there. Notice what he didn't say. He didn't say the fundamental theme of connecting is judgment. He said the fundamental theme is curiosity, which means I'm ignoring all of that other stuff that's just noise and I'm in curiosity, okay? Now, he goes on to say, as soon as I find where I'm at. The fundamental theme of connecting is curiosity, to know who someone is, to understand their wants and needs, and to become aware of their worries and concerns. At this point, you are investigating, not selling. Please underline not selling about a half a dozen times. You are investigating, not selling. All right, point number 2, care, trust, and knowledge. You are a consultant who genuinely wants to understand their situation and offer help if needed. You genuinely want to understand their situation and offer help if needed. I'm here to understand what you're hoping to accomplish, why that's important to you, what your concerns are, and how I might be able to help you. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm going to be able to help you, because maybe I can't, and that's okay. But I'm in curiosity. I'm not judging away opportunities. Your goal is to generate trust and build confidence. Your goal is to generate trust and to build confidence. It is your chance to show them what it is like to work with you. All right, we're going to stop for just a second, and I'm going to talk about previewing for sell by owner and expired and how this applies to that. All right, your goal is to generate trust and build confidence. It is your chance to show them what it is like to work with you. So Clarissa, I have an appointment to meet with you today at 4 p.m. You're an expired, you're for sell by owner, and I'm just coming over to see your home because I potentially might be able to bring you an offer. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to call you ahead of time and I'm going to confirm the appointment, because this is my first opportunity to demonstrate what it is like to work with me. Right? So earlier in the day, hey, Clarissa, John Dietz, following up as promised. Please write it down, write it down, write it down. What you're doing is you're letting them know, I follow up. I'm not like all the other real estate agents who don't. I'm different. Clarissa, this is John Dietz following up as promised, just confirming that we're meeting today at 4 p.m. And Clarissa says, absolutely. Perfect. I will be at your front door at 4 p.m. exactly, unless I run into traffic, and I'll give you a call. Now, I'm going to pull up, ready to go. I've got a notebook, a pen to take notes, and my business cards. That's all I'm bringing with me. If I bring sales material, if I bring you my resume, if I bring marketing materials, if I bring anything that I would use to list your home, Moseline, right?
Yes.
If I bring anything that I need in order to list your home, when the phone conversation was, hey, Moseline, just curious, if I had an offer on your home, would you want me to bring you the offer? Say yes.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So that's exactly why we should get together. I'm available to pop by tomorrow at 4, or would 5 be better for you?
5 is good.
Good. I just need 10 or 15 minutes. I'm going to take some notes, ask some questions so that I can potentially bring you an offer.
Awesome.
Now, I show up with listing materials. I show up with marketing materials. Can you trust me?
No.
No, you can't. There you go. So I'm going to show up with a notebook, a pen, and business cards. That's it. Now, Clarissa, I'm going to knock on your door. Yeah, exactly. This is my Kodak moment. It's in my 14-point listing presentation. Clarissa opens the door. I'm going to take a few steps back away from the door, and I'm ready to make a great first impression. I've got 10 seconds. Clarissa opens the door. Hi, Clarissa. I'm John Dietz. Super excited to be here. We had an appointment for 4 p.m. and it's 4 p.m.
Nice to meet you, John.
Nice to meet you. May I come in? Okay, if you just walk in their door, it's called breaking and entering. Wait until they ask you to come in, or ask if it's okay. May I come in? Now, the very first thing I'm going to do when I walk in the front door, wow, you have a beautiful home and I'm super excited to be here. Now, before I take another step, would you like me to take my shoes off? It's polite, it's professional, I'm dressed professional, I'm demonstrating what it is like to work with me. Because here's what I know, even though this is not a listing appointment, they're interviewing me, right, Clarissa? From the moment they opened that front door, they're asking themselves 3 questions. Those 3 questions, write it down. Those 3 questions are, can I trust you? Do you care about me? Do you know what you're doing? Now, Clarissa, what I would love for you to do is if you could give me a tour of your home, pretend I'm a buyer and show me your home just like you would if I was a buyer. And I'm going to ask some questions and I'm going to take lots of notes because this is the information that I'm going to use to sell your home. Write it down just like that, because this is the information that I'm going to use to sell your home. Moseline, I'm going to ask some questions and I'm going to take some notes because this is the information that I'm going to use to sell your home. All right, you guys good so far?
Yes.
I'm connecting, right? Right. I'm demonstrating that you can trust me. I'm demonstrating that I care about you. I'm demonstrating that I know what I'm doing. Now, as we tour your home, I'm asking lots of questions. Why is that important? Because how are you going to sell their home if you don't ask questions? How are you going to sell their home if you don't know how old the roof is? How are you going to sell their home if you don't know what improvements they've made? How are you going to answer a buyer's question if you don't know the answer to the question? So what questions should you ask? All the questions that a buyer would ask. Like, how old is the home? What's the square footage? How old is the roof? How old is the AC system? When is the last time the property has been updated? I'm also going to make sure that I like your home. I'm enthusiastic about your home. I've been in thousands of homes. I've gone on thousands of these appointments. And the two most common things I heard from homeowners were, John, so-and-so came and looked at my house. They didn't ask any questions and they didn't take any notes. How are they going to sell my house? The other most common thing I heard was so-and-so came and looked at my house and they didn't even like it. How are they going to sell it? Now pay attention. If that's what the average homeowner is experiencing, be the opposite. Demonstrate what it is like to work with you. Gary Keller says, you are a consultant who genuinely wants to understand their situation and offer help if needed. Your goal is to generate trust and build confidence. Are you building confidence when you don't ask any questions or take any notes? No. It is your chance to show them what it is like to work with you. All right, moving on. Their experience of talking with you at this point will have more to do with them hiring you than almost any other thing you can do, say, or send to them. Which means you can have a rock star marketing campaign. You can have incredible visuals, the best website that's ever been created in the history of real estate. And you can send them all that stuff. And yet, if you're a jerk on the appointment, you've got no chance. No chance. The fundamental philosophy of connecting is people don't care how much you know. So quit being the know-it-all who knows everything about real estate, walking through their house going, oh my gosh, we got to get rid of this purple wallpaper. What the heck were you thinking? This carpet, seriously, did you put it in the 70s? You got fuzzy wallpaper. You got to be kidding me. That's got to go. This got to go, that got to go, that got to go. And you are just the know-it-all and you're also a jerk. How are you connecting? Not so good. The fundamental philosophy of connecting is people don't care how much you know. They don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. How do you demonstrate you care? We're going to get to that. In other words, this isn't where you sell and tell your way to success, but where you ask and listen your way into their head and heart. I was having a coaching conversation with an agent yesterday, and this agent was frustrated because the client wasn't listening to her, right? She's telling her, and the client is pushing back and pushing back and pushing back. And my answer to her was, slow down, stop selling, and start asking more questions. Your client will feel heard and understood when you ask more questions. You're trying to sell your way to a yes versus asking questions your way to a yes. It makes a difference. All right, 6 connection questions. One more thing. In other words, I already said that. 6 connection questions. Number 1, who are they? Number 2, what do they want or need to do? Number 3, where do they want or need to do it? Number 4, why do they want or need to do it? Number 5, when do they want or need to do it? And number 6, how do they plan to do it? Now, I'm going to give you questions that I would ask that are going to answer those 6 questions. All right. Where are you from? Where are you from? So, Moseline, when I walk in the door, thank you for having me over. You have an absolutely beautiful home. I'm honored to be here, super excited to help you sell your home. Before I take another step, would you like me to take my shoes off? Yes. Now, what I would love for you to do is to take me on a tour of your home. I'm going to ask some questions. I'm going to take lots of notes because this is the information that I'm going to use to help you sell your home. Now, as we're touring the home, I'm dropping these questions in. Hey, Moseline, by the way, where are you from? Bahamas, really? How long have you lived in South Florida? Okay, I'm getting to know her. The very first question Gary gave us was, who are they? Am I getting the answer to who she is? Yes. Say yes. Yes. All right, so where are you from? What made you move to wherever you're at? If you're in Coral Springs, Fort Lauderdale, Miami, wherever it is, North Carolina, Charlotte, Boston, Chicago, what made you move to blank? Every time they answer one of these questions, by the way, it's an opportunity to go deeper and get to know them better. All right. Now, the next question is, how long have you lived here? How long have you lived in Coral Springs? How long have you lived in this home? The next question I would ask is, where are you moving when your home sells? When they say Tampa, what's in Tampa? The next question is, how soon do you want to be in Tampa? Now listen to the questions. Gary said that we want connection questions. Who are they? What do they want or need to do? Where do they want or need to do it? Why do they want or need to do it? Am I getting the answers to these questions? Say yes, I am. The next question I would ask is, how soon do you want to be in Tampa? What would that do for you?
Give you a time range to sell their home.
There you go. Now the question thank you for answering, but that was a question for them. So when the homeowner says, blank, your response is, what would that do for you? In other words, why is that important to you? The next question I would ask is, what's plan B? If your home doesn't sell by December, so you can be in Tampa by January, what's plan B? Good question, right? Listen to their answer. Not only are you building a foundation to follow up from, but you're also looking for opportunity. The next question I would ask is renting an option? Ask them, is renting your home an option? No. Why not? Ask them. Next question I would ask is, what was the market like when you bought your home? What was the market like when you bought your home? How does that market compare to this market? I'm playing chess, guys. I am moving chess pieces, getting ready to move my queen. Checkmate. I am helping them self-discover that the market today might be a little different than the market they bought in. Maybe I'm helping them self-discover that when they bought their home, they bought it for X amount of money. They're now selling it for 3 or 4 times that amount of money. And that might be different than selling a home that's much less expensive. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. The next question I would ask is, how important is marketing to the right buyer? How important is marketing to the right buyer? Why? How do you feel about owner financing? Ask them. And then, what does a great buyer look like? Can I share what a great buyer looks like to me? Are you attracting that buyer? If you're not attracting that buyer, who are you attracting? If I'm meeting with a for sale by owner, has anybody asked you if you would consider owner financing? Has anybody asked you if you would do a lease option? Chances are, if they've been trying to sell their home for a while, the answer is going to be yes. My response to yes is, do you know why that is? They're going to say no. The reason you're attracting people who are asking you if you would consider owner financing or lease to purchase is, as a for sale by owner, you're attracting people who can't get a loan. You might as well have a sign out front that says, if you can't get a loan, call me. All right, guys, talk to me. What did you hear? I mean, that was fast and furious, I know. And I hope that you took notes. Here's the good news. It's recorded, so you can go back and watch it again.